Have you ever wondered how the church manufactures and distributes the Book of Mormon and all the ensigns? Well, this is one location here in Provo that they use to make those things. And we're going to take you on an engineering expedition to show you how the process by which those things are made. Follow us.
The most commonly used printing press by the church is the Man Roland Lithoman, which produces more than 100,000 copies of a single page per hour at maximum capacity.
The paper used by the church printing services comes from France. This paper is a potential bottleneck because if paper is not ordered in advance, the printing services will not receive paper in time to continue production. The church printing services typically run through 500 gallons of ink every 2 months. The church printing services use oil-based soy ink. There are 4 different types of ink used at the printing services, namely magenta, yellow, black, and cyan. The combinations of these 4 colors make up 250 million shades.
Offset printing, the most commonly used form of printing in mass production, is a commonly used printing technique in which the ink image is transferred to an aluminum plate, then to a rubber blanket, and finally to the printing surface. The guillotine cutter cuts across one rough surface of a book. The 3-sided trimmer cuts perfect bound books on all 3 unbound surfaces at the same time. Since most of these machines are highly automated, there is minimal blue-collar level work required. There's typically 1 person running the machine and 1 person checking for quality control. The compiling of pages is all done by a scanner. Tabs on pages indicate to the scanner if the pages are in the correct order or not. In perfect binding, the binding edge is first cut to a smooth surface and then given a rough cut to ensure better adhesion of glue to the spine. Glue is then placed on the spine with rollers. Sewn binding is typically hand done or with the aid of a machine by a highly skilled worker, which makes it more expensive to complete.
The blue covers of the Book of Mormon, most commonly handed out by missionaries, are produced in Wisconsin, which are then shipped to the printing services of the church in Salt Lake City.
From printing Books of Mormon in 110 languages, with parts of the Book of Mormon printed in a few more languages, to also printing Liahonas in those same languages as well as other church materials. The church continues to print these items at full force and doesn't seem to be slowing down any time. Even with the Church Gospel Library application, which was released in 2010, it is continually being updated so that we can have all the church's materials on our phone. The printing of the church materials has barely been affected, though. The church continues to print Books of Mormon at a rate of 5,328,466 a year. That brings the grand total of Book of Mormons printed to 163,336,553. During the printing of the first edition of the Book of Mormon, it took 8 men and boys working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, for almost 8 months to print 5,000 copies. It could take the church less than a day now to print that many, and that's not including the other church materials that also have to be printed. To quote the Book of Mormon, "Behold, great and marvelous are the works of the Lord."